from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America, and hello to anyone watching on replay. My name is Nancy Hetker, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. And I'd like to start by saying hello to Gladys and Paula and Sarah. Thanks for joining me today. If you are logging on, please do say hello in the comments. If you're watching on replay, please say hello in the comments. We're either in Facebook or YouTube as well. I do see them. I'd like to know who's following along. Yeah, let's get started. So today I am going to be using a brand new suite out of the January to April mini catalog. I just received it the other day. I have unboxed it, but I have not played with it yet, so that's why it's called the First Play card. And I will show you a couple of different things because people are finding this a little confusing in these new catalogs. So first off, the Nature Walk Suite is here starting on page 38 in the catalog. And the suite is this Nature Symphony stamp set and coordinating dies. I did not get this, was it Natural Hues textured specialty paper. I did not get these embellishments, which are called faux bronze pentagons, and I didn't get the open weave ribbon because I already have a spool of Secret Sea ribbon. And these just didn't float my boat, and that was on my wish list and then fell off at some point, but I will probably get it. We'll see. So that is the suite, and what I purchased was the designer series paper and the dies and the stamp set bundle. And there are a couple more pages showing various things that have been done with the suite. There we go, how they made the paper, etc. But there are two scrapbooking focused packages with this same Nature Walk theme that I wanted to point out. One is at the front of the catalog where they're talking about kits, and this is a scrapbooking workshop kit, and it comes with everything you need to make these 3 two-page layouts. It has some of the designer series paper. It has the two-tone cardstock, some 12 by 12 white cardstock, and this sticker package, and directions to make these layouts. And if you like to come up with your own layouts, at the back in the scrapbooking from scratch section, again, they have the same 12 by 12 designer series paper that's in the suite, plus the addition of a sticker sheet, a pack of two-tone cardstock, and this Exploring Nature stamp set with some of it is quite large to work on that 12 by 12 format. Some of them will work nicely on cards too. So there are 3 different options for purchasing things from this Nature Walk theme. But like I said, I purchased items out of the suite, the paper, and the stamp set and dies, and that's what I'm going to be playing with today. So hopefully that is clarified and not confused. But it can be confusing when you see it show up in 3 different places. Hi Mom, thanks for joining me today. So I'm going to quickly run through the designer series paper, which has some really, really pretty elements in it, I think. It's going to be interesting to cut it up. So here's front and back. Oh, I was going to show you all the colors in this suite. There are a lot of colors. Balmy Blue, Blueberry Bushel, Crumb Cake, Garden Green, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, Pretty Peacock, Secret Sea, and Cloud Cover. So, they're front and back. Front and back. Front and back. This is the one where the front and back don't coordinate well together, which is disappointing, but sometimes it just has to happen. I like it when they coordinate because you have the option to do things where you're showing both sides of the cardstock. Those work together. Those could work together even though it's not fantastic. And these two work together. So, those are all the papers. And then I wanted to show you one thing. You know, I store my dies on these magnetic sheets from Stampin' Storage. But I wanted to show you something with the new packaging for the sorry, wanted to get an old one to show you. With the packaging like this, you may remember they printed the images on the inside of the paper insert for the label, which made it really easy to put your stamps right on there, and you could tell really easily if you had one missing. Well, on these, they didn't do that. So here's the workaround several people have come up with, and that I've played around with a couple different versions of it, and here's what I've settled on. I ink the entire sheet of stamps with Memento, and I stamp it onto one side or the other of the paper liner, the label, right? And I let it dry. And, you know, let it dry a long time, hit it with your heat tool, because the Memento can smudge, because this is a little bit glossy. But once it's dry, it's fine. And then I take the thinner of the two plastic sheets that the stamps come sandwiched in, and with tear and tape, I stuck it down, because these are so sticky that they can stick to that and pull up ink or tear up the paper maybe a little bit. So that just protects that. And then I keep this on the sheet, and I can just pull this off and take the stamps that I want. And if I've taken a bunch of them off and I'm not quite sure where to place them, I can place them face down onto this and lay this back on top, and I'll know if I have everything or not. So that has proved a good workaround. We have asked, many demos have put into the suggestion box with Stampin' Up! To go back to printing it on here. So hopefully they will do that again. But until then, this is the workaround we've come up with. Okay, so I think I am going to use this piece today. Let's throw various things around, including my stamps onto the floor. So I hemmed and hawed, but I think I'm going to put this onto a piece of Mossy Meadow. And I wanted to figure out which way I want to cut this paper for this card front. And I think like this. So this is one where I have a lot of concepts of what I want to do, but nothing definitively cut yet. So there's the first cut of the Designer Series paper. There we go, and that gets me a good range of the colors. on there. The nice Mossy Meadow is the darker of the greens, the darkest of the greens. And then, so Crumb Cake is the official color that they say, but I don't want to go quite that dark, I don't believe. I think I want to do basic beige, because I don't want it white. White is too stark. The Crumb Cake, I think, is too dark for what I want to do, for a layer to stamp on and layer on. So I think the basic beige works really well for this. So I am going to now figure out, I'm going to do one of these everyday arches. Like I said, I have the concepts. Somebody's kind of ruined that as a thing, haven't they? So I'm trying to decide if I want, how big I want it to be. Because I want to be able to see that really cool paper. But I also want it to be able to work as a background. Yeah, I think that's the size to go with. Okay, so I'm just gonna hop off screen here for a second and cut that out. Okay. And then I'm going to stamp that. So I have, this is the basic beige cardstock, and this is basic beige two-tone cardstock. And the reason I pulled it out was I wanted to see, I have a question about the smoothness of the stamping on, I'm gonna go with Old Olive, I think. When the stamp is this large, I like to bring the pad to the block. And I'm gonna bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat, my foam mat, just to cushion it a little bit. Yeah, I think that'll work just fine for what I want. And I'm doing this because I'm curious about the second generation. Yeah, I like how that looks too. Okay. So, oh my goodness. Get my chair unstuck here. We've got this coordinating die. That, and I am going to go ahead and cut out this too. I can get my head wrapped around what I'm doing here. Well, after last week's horrendously hot temperatures with winds, and we did wind up having devastating bushfires. There's some of them still going. There's a couple of small regional towns that have just been wiped out. It's really, really sad. But this week is back to being deliciously cool. Highs in the highs in the 70s for the most part. We're supposed to go up to, I think, 80 today, which is the highest this week. Okay, set those aside. And I'm excited because today, I found out last night that somebody I knew in Illinois, in Champaign, is in Melbourne today. So I get to go meet up with them for lunch. So that's pretty exciting. Okay, here's where we are so far. I'm gonna like having that on there. And I was thinking I would bring in this smaller sprig. Sorry, again. And I brought in, there we go, that there again. That to stamp off. Remember I said I wanted to see how the Stampin' Off worked? Well, this is part of the reason why. I think we'll call that good. This is to a great guy. Let's just be right up front there. And I'm going going to bring in the darker, the Mossy Meadow. We'll see how much darker it looks. It looks darker than the second generation there. Yep, and darker than that, which is good. Yeah, we're going to figure that out here in just a minute. What else might we do on this? I'm just coming up with more to do here. Oh my goodness. That's a bit better. I need something else. What else do I need here? Okay. Oh my goodness. Get off. So we'll do at least one of those. Okay, still going. see about that, or whether it goes in there or where. Okay, so for the inside, I have another piece of basic beige. That's why I knew these could go on. Maybe just this one. Hello. Okay, you can see I got extra glue. But now it's gone. Put this inside here. And we'll put this on. I don't have a problem with putting a bow on a guy's card. I mean, the Boy Scouts, they tie knots, right? Okay, so that's going there. I don't think we need that one. I'm going to bring in a teeny tiny bit of sticky tape, I think. Stick those together right there. Tiny bit of surgery. Yeah, I'm liking that. Okay, so now the question is, I think this one flat. This is my last chance to kind of tweak where I have my thread. And now, dimensionals. So, there we go. I think that should hold it just fine. Yeah, this one, I didn't use linen thread, I used crumb cake. This is what crumb cake baker, whoop, gotta get that on the card. Crumb cake baker's twine, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, now still needs a little something. Quick look through some things. Yeah, no. Okay, so here's the choice, I think. These are Earth Tone Shimmer Gems. I think maybe they're too blingy, even though they say those are crumb cake, but they're kind of more basic beige. There was something else that was basic beige. Where is it here? These are basic beige. But I think that's too, I like those better. But I think maybe that's too matchy-matchy. These are well retired, but I really like them. I wish they'd bring them back. These are these rustic metallic dots, and I think that's where I'm gonna go. Come here, come here, come here. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's it. I know it's busy already, Mom. That's okay. I like it like that. Okay. So there's the outside. There's the inside. I hope you like that. I'm looking forward to doing some more things with this. I really, really like that. It's a standalone die. It doesn't have a coordinating stamp, but that's okay. I'm going to do a lot of stuff with that. And that's going to get used on a lot of, not just with this suite, too. I almost bought it just for that, but I didn't. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I will be back. Well, first of all, this will be posted on my next blog post over at nancysniftynotes.com, and it will be titled the same as this video. If you are watching this later on and want to go back and find the blog post, you can do a search on my blog for the name of this video. And I will be back same time, same place next week with another project. And I will see you then. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.